Hello YouTube, this is Marshall Dion here, and we're going to be doing another creepypasta. Now, this creepypasta is very short, and it doesn't have as much recognition as some of the other famous ones. So this one is called I Used to Be a Stalker. So let's not waste any time, and let's get straight to the story. We first met at a club. It wasn't the typical drink way too much and flirt with this stranger while hoping they come home with you thing. We really connected. We exchanged numbers, dated for a few weeks, but she lost interest. I didn't, though now I wish I had. I was literally crazy about her. I couldn't get her out of my head, and I was willing to do anything to see her again. The only problem was, she didn't want to see me. I didn't physically follow her at first. I was content constantly checking her social media sites that she updated many times a day. When her personal stats updates were enough to give me my fix, I started using her frequent check-ins to find out her favorite places and started frequenting them myself, hoping to run into her. It worked a few times, but more often it didn't. That's when I started full-on following her, and my world became a nightmare. I had initially made it a rule not to go around the house. The last thing I wanted was for a neighbor to become suspicious and call the cops. I broke my own rule one night when I watched as she brought a random guy home from a bar. I was furious and had every intention of telling the guy to get lost when he left the house. I sat in my car, seethed all night, but he didn't leave. The sun had just started to come up when I completely lost my mind and entered the house to confront them both. I climbed in through the downstairs window and crept into her bedroom on the second floor. She was alone in her bed. I was pretty sure he hadn't left, so I searched the house for him. He was in the basement, hung from a rope and pulley system upside down with his throat slit. I ran from the house and called the police. I confessed my crimes of stalking and breaking and entering. They arrested my now former obsession for a much more serious crime. I didn't think the situation could be any more messed up, and I was wrong. She was eating people. She confessed pretty much right away, and they were able to confirm that she was telling the truth by testing the meat in her freezer. She would meet a guy, bring him home, drug him, and slaughter him. 4 poor souls followed her like poor, horny puppies and ended up on her menu. When I was giving this information, it occurred to me that I couldn't remember ever seeing her buy red meat when I followed her through the grocery store. Then I remembered that one of our dates was at her house, where she served steaks for dinner. Ugh. Wow. That was very short and yet very disturbing. I gotta admit, it was... This was probably good. It's pretty good creepypasta, very disturbing, and doesn't show much cliches, and it just puts you in a real life situation when you thought you had this psycho girlfriend who was actually crazy about you, but then next thing you know, you find out that she's been eating people. Let this be a lesson to any guy out there who gets to anybody out there who gets obsessed with someone. I think it would be best if you don't stalk at all, because you might never know the person you're stalking might not appear as what they seem to be. It is... I just don't know how the words describe it, but I knew that guy had it coming, but I kind of feel sorry for him that he had to date this cannibalistic psycho girlfriend, or I should say psycho ex-girlfriend. I guess it's probably some of the good things why people like to stay single so they don't have to go through some serious stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna sign off for now, and I'll be back with another creepypasta very quickly.